Hey everyone, what's going on? Thanks for tuning back into Relevant Jukebox, and today I'm back with another episode of the Gauntlet where I go over a batch of records that I didn't fully review, but still wanted to mention. Some records I liked, some records I wasn't too hot on, and this is going to cover some releases stretching back about a month or two up until like last week. So without further ado, let's get into these records. Starting off with the latest album here from extreme metal act The Body. You know, just overall, I've never really been too huge on The Body. On the one hand, I do really appreciate how crazy their sound is, how noisy and chaotic they can be at times, and this new album over here does have some welcome sonic enhancements, really. It sounds like they're kind of taking nods from Sun at spots on this one, but again, it's just the rooster vocal screaming that I can't take. I mean, it gives me this weird feeling like I'm listening to somebody being tortured. It's just, you know, not exactly my vibe. Next up is a new EP from Lingua Ignota. If you have been following her as of recent, she dropped an amazing album, Caligula, a little while back, and this new batch of tracks over here has a couple of covers in there, one of Iron Lungs, No Sex, also Bach, which is pretty interesting. But if you've been entangled like myself in her doomy, operatic, folk, end of the world crazy blend of whatever genre she's pulling from at this point, I think you should give this one a listen. Latest album from the band Pale Waves, Who Am I? And, you know, I heard this taking a look at the cover. It looks just like an alternative trip down memory lane for like some kind of Avril Lavigne record of like the turn of the century or 90s or whatever. It's pretty much that. But very bland, very unrefreshing for this take or style of alternative rock, in my opinion. Just very whiny sounding as well. Newest album from the pop singer Elio over here, who is an artist that I'm pretty new to overall, thanks to Charlie XCX. The two have been posting together on social media quite a bit, promoting this release as well. But I don't know, it's just not really my preferred album at the moment. Just for, you know, the vocals in general. I mean, she sounds too dejected, in my opinion, to be singing pop music with this kind of a flair to it, at least from the instrumental backdrop. I mean, there are spots on here where it just sounds like she has no interest singing the tracks overall, and I understand that it's there for matching the forlorn themes in the lyrics, but yeah, it just doesn't come together as a full package as of now for me. Another new album from Shye over here was one that I did actually enjoy. Obscura really blew me away right before everything dropped with coronavirus. Very visual, ambient, like kind of field recording type release that really made me feel like I was sitting on a porch in the bayou or something, just in a clear night sky with the moonlight and a bunch of bugs all around me. This new one doesn't have that same effect. It's a lot more neon-soaked and vibrant in a lot of its tones. The tracks just kind of meander a little bit too much, comparative to like on the last one. I mean, there's a couple spots on here where there's like some really nice looped melodies that are really engaging, especially towards the end on the last track. But yeah, I don't know, definitely a decent record, but not my favorite overall. Yet another album from the psychedelic rock band King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard over here, LW, is a sister release of sorts to the previous one, KW, from a couple months ago, and another one in this continuing microtonal tuning series, whatever. I actually really enjoyed this one. I thought it was one of the better King Gizzard albums to come out in the past couple years. You know, mainly because I feel like it's a little toned down in its like King Gizzard isms, if that's even a thing. Like there's a lot less like wah kind of twanginess to like the melodies and the hooks. It's a lot more smoothed out, a lot more groove centric tracks going on over here. I don't know. I mean, I just actually enjoyed it a lot more than KW. There are some spots on here where you could almost close your eyes and don't realize it's King Gizzard, which I think is welcome, because I feel like their sound has just been so recycled in their discography at this point with so many releases that, yeah, they need to change it up a little bit. Ooh, man, the new album from Julien Baker over here, Little Oblivions, just put me to sleep, honestly. Just like every single thing that she's released so far, unfortunately. Hyper pop producer extraordinaire, Mr. Danny L. Harle, has a solo effort out here called Harlecore, which is a really great way to describe what happens on this LP. Lots of just colorful EDM hyperpop bangers over here with a lot of sampled vocals going on. Couple good tracks, honestly, a couple decent hooks here and there, but a little one-dimensional, honestly. There wasn't too much that really stuck out about the release for me, just kind of like enjoyable, you know, if you're really enthralled in hyperpop. Newest album from pop singer Zara Larsson is one that I've actually been asked to review quite a bit over here. This one just dropped. Not really for me, overall. You know, I feel like the instrumentals are a little safe, a little bit plain to my ears, but really what kneecaps this release is that there is not a single chorus on it that really soars, with a great hook. Almost every chorus on here, she just tries to say too many words and fit it into like a small spot. Doesn't really stick the landing, in my opinion. And there's even like a Young Thug feature on a track here. He's actually the only one featured on the project, which is kind of interesting. Not really sure what Thugger wanted to do with this release, but yeah, I don't know. There is potential here, but this one just not for me. And rounding out this episode of The Gauntlet is the latest album from the Foo Fighters. And that's gonna do it, you guys, for this episode of The Gauntlet. I hope you enjoyed it. Got some recommendations that you're gonna go check out. Let me know in the comments down below if there were any releases that I missed. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and share. And if you want more content from me, hit that subscribe button. Peace.